This is the Retro Mansion. I walked in and the first thing I saw was a Halloween Bulbasaur. That is so sick. And there's so many video games in here, so many movies, so many different things that I would never expect to see in a retro game store. So, how'd you get here?
So I've always loved video games growing up and horror movies. Me and my wife have been very into it. So it got to the point I've worked at many game stores in the past, and there wasn't really one in Johnson City to this extent, so we really wanted to push it. So we built up a collection for quite a while and finally got the inventory to make it happen.
Y'all have a lot.
We
As soon
try.
as I walked in, it honestly was just like a hit of nostalgia. Like being able to come in here and see things for like the GameCube, which was like the first console I got to put my hands onto, and like the Wii, and like seeing just like all the different varieties and games and stuff. So, what is your mission whenever somebody comes in here and they see like all of these retro video games and they're like, man, like with me, right? I got hit with the nostalgia of just like my childhood. I wanted to buy all of the games and all the consoles that I used to touch and play with now because the world is definitely a lot more different. So, what is your mission when somebody comes in here and they see all of that?
A lot of people are going away from video games because it's all digital now, or a lot of games are getting canceled nowadays. Mm-hmm. So we want them to go back to what they're used to. With physical media, it's not going to go anywhere. So we hope they get a system, some of the games to grow up with, and maybe even try some new games for that system too.
For sure. Like how long have you guys been open for?
Just a little over a year. It was a year back in August.
And you have this much?
Our inventory has grown almost 5 times since we opened.
It
was
insane.
Pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh. And you guys have so much, like more than I could even dream of as a kid, like wanting a big shelf of video games and
same.
all of the options, and even still now. And as like a, person who has a computer now, like a PC who plays games very digitally, it's cool to see like come in here and there's so many variety. And like if I were to, my little self were to come in here, like the first thing I would run to is like right by the entrance, there's just some plushies that I would just run to and grab. So you mentioned that you worked at a game store. So you made this one. What came about that? What was the reason why you decided to go off for your own and do this?
So yes, I worked with some friends who actually were Two Dudes Gaming in Elizabethton, great people, and I just really wanted my own vision in Johnson City because they have their roots in Elizabethton. So we just ended up going that route. So then there was the process of making it actually happen, which involved obviously taking out a business loan, which was scary, never done that before, and then prepping all the inventory, making connections with people, doing social advertising to get the word out there. But it all came together. I had lots of family and friends help put it together too, so we just made it happen.
Nice. Yeah, you can definitely tell that this is like very family built because like I can look at the movie shelf and be like, my family watched this movie together. We watched this movie together. What was the hardest thing about opening up your video game shop in Johnson City? Because again, there's nothing really like this around here. It's very unique.
I would say the hardest part was probably just the time invested. Because I mean, at first it was just me and my wife, so we're doing it 7 days a week. You get here at like 8 in the morning, you're here till 8 at night. And eventually now we have 2 employees, so it's gotten a little easier. But the time investment was pretty brutal at first, but it definitely was worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you mentioned something about an event coming up this Saturday. Do you want to explain more about that?
Yes, so me and my buddy Justin Fogelsong, he runs Sizzlin' Games. We are hosting an event called BST Con. It's at Holiday Inn. We flew in, the voice actors of Bowser and Peach will be there. There'll be about 45 to 50 vendors who are open to buy, sell, trade, which will be games, cards, figures. It'll be a really fun time. It's from 11 to 8 Saturday.
11 to 8 Saturday. Man, Princess Peach and Bowser are going to be there. Yeah. Literally my dream come true. Honestly, want to go just to hear their voices again so I could be like, oh,
Right.
So do you have any more like events, or you want more like Comic-Con type events?
Of course, we plan to have one at least every year. We do offer these small swap meets that we host here at the store where we move all the furniture and bring about 10 vendors in. There are going to be some in Elizabethton, but our main focus is definitely be having BST Con a consistent thing every year as it grows.
Yeah. You've been open for a little over a year now. So what are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of how far we've come in just a little over a year, where our inventory's grown, like I said, almost 5 times. Our following, I've met so many new regulars and friends, and a lot of people still don't know where we're at. So I'm just very excited to see how far we'll get when even more people every year will start to figure that out.
Yeah, it's cool that our series highlights hidden gems in Johnson cities, and this is definitely a hidden gem for sure. So, I mean, when people walk in the door, they see all the video games. Like, what can you say you would expect for the future of Retro Mansion?
The future goal is to obviously keep Johnson City going and get bigger and bigger, but eventually we would like to branch to a second location. Not necessarily Johnson City, but somewhere else in Tennessee is on our mind at the moment. But we want Johnson City to be as packed and popular as possible before we get to that moment.
For sure.
And then we do want to next year start planning onto a website where we can start shipping things like that.
Nice. Yeah, I think this is a good place for people to come to, whether you like video games, whether you like movies or not. I think it's something where you can, like, some fun things you can do with your kids just by coming here and experiencing a whole new world of video games and movies, and especially something that's very nostalgic for somebody like me.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you
Thank
for
you all.
introducing me to the Retro Mansion.
Thank you all for the opportunity. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you so
it.
much.